Hello students, good morning. I hope you all are doing fine in this lockdown period. This is ANAMIKA CHHETRI, a teacher trainee of B.Ed second semester of Siliguri Tarai B.Ed College and Siliguri Primary Teachers Training College. As you all know, this is my second demonstration video through online mode. My method subject is English and today I will be doing a story from class 7 of CBSE board. The title of the story is Tenali Rama the Messenger. I hope you all have a general idea about who Tenali Rama was. He was a very skillful person. He was a very loyal and truthful towards his kingdom. So let's read about him. The kingdom of Vijayanagar had not been enjoying good relations with its neighboring state for a very long time. There was a kingdom named Vijayanagar and the king of the Vijayanagar was Krishna Deva Rai. Krishna Deva Rai was the king of the Vijayanagar. So they were not, having any good relation with its neighboring state. Obviously this happens, there might be some kind of misunderstanding or they might have had a fight before. Due to this reason, they were not having good relation with each other. Jealous opponents of Tenali Rama, the king's minister, found it perfect opportunity to damage his reputation. As I said, Tenali Rama was a very loyal and truthful person. He was very, loyal towards his king. So obviously good people has many enemies, already. So Tenali Rama also had few enemies in his kingdom. There were so many people who were jealous of him because of his good relation with the king. So they thought about conspiring against him. When he was not there, they wanted king to be influenced. They wanted to influence king against Tenali Rama. So they thought this was a perfect opportunity when Tenali Rama was not here, not there. So they went about poisoning Krishna Deva Rai's mind against him. So they went to the king thinking about poisoning him, thinking about influencing him against Tenali Rama. One day when the king sat in the chamber pondering over the affairs of the state, one of his courtiers came up and whispered in his ear, "Your Majesty, have you heard the latest?" What happened is, one day when the king was sitting in his chamber, going through the different affairs of the kingdom, obviously they're having so many affairs, so many things are there to look into the matter. So king was also looking into one matter, some of the things he was going through. At that time, one of his courtier, one of the attendants of the kingdom, went to him and then asked him, "Your Majesty, have you heard the latest?" So he is going and asking the Majesty, "Have you heard the latest news?" The king was surprised and exclaimed, "No, I have not. What's going on?" The king was surprised when he heard such words from his courtier. He was surprised and then said, "No, I didn't hear any news. What is the news?" In his gravest voice, the courtier answered, "Your Majesty, I will tell you only after you promise not to harm me." He was kind of scared, in his low voice. What he said is, "I will only tell you this news if you promise not to harm me." He's also scared of his life because he knows if he's saying something that is a lie, then the king will not let him go. So he's saying to the king that I'll only tell you the news if you promise me not to harm me. "Don't be silly," laughed the king. "Say whatever you want to. You need not be afraid of me." So here king is saying is, don't be silly. Whatever you have to say, tell to me. Say it to me. I won't do anything. "Your Majesty, Tenali is on the payroll of the neighboring king. He has been spying on us for them." So his courtier, his attendant is telling him that Tenali Rama is being payrolled. That means he is being, paid by the neighboring country to spy on them, to cheat on them. "What are you talking about?" asked the king angrily. The king got really very angry because he couldn't believe that Tenali Rama would cheat on him. So he is saying, "What are you talking about?" in a shocking way. "I told you, Your Majesty, this has been going on for a long time." The attendant is replying to him saying, "I had already told you, Majesty, this thing is been going on for a very long time. Tenali Rama is cheating on us from a very long time, but we are not trusting us anyway." "But you would not listen to a word against Tenali." The attendant is saying that you would never listen to us. You would never listen to any word that was against Tenali Rama. He had cast such a spell on you that you refused to even think that he might betray you. So he is saying that the king has been trusting him so much that he won't ever think that Tenali Rama would betray. "Tenali Rama is faithful to the kingdom. He cannot do this. You have been misinformed, the king replied with confidence. So king is saying is Tenali Rama has been very faithful towards his kingdom. He can never do this. You might be misunderstood. It might be a misunderstanding. The king is saying this to his courtier. But the courtier convinced the king to regard the statement with some gravity and not dismiss it outright. Even after saying so much, the attendants finally convinced the king to look into the matter with some seriousness and not let it go like that. Those were times of great intrigue. It was a conspiracy against Tenali Rama. So it was, confusing. That situation was very confusing. Until Tenali Rama came, that situation was very serious. Your Majesty, I am fully confident about the truth of my information. The attendant is saying that, Your Majesty, I am very much, confident about the truth. Obviously, even he wouldn't have said such things without verifying it, right? He might be having some kind of proof. So he is saying, do you think I would have spoken to you without verifying such information? So he is saying to the king, do you think I would be telling you this news without proper verification? He is saying to the king. Now the king was obliged to turn the statement over in his mind. Even this is a law. Even the kingdom also has some kind of law. When there is a person who is treacherous towards the kingdom, then there is some kind of law, and the king is also bound by that law. And he had to look into that matter. He promised to get the matter investigated and said that if Tenali Rama was found guilty, he would be punished. So the king finally said that if Tenali Rama was found guilty, then he would be punished. He asked the attendants to look into that matter and see if Tenali Rama is actually guilty or not. The king sent for Tenali Rama the following day. Without wasting time on preliminaries, he asked the minister whether he was in league with the neighboring state. In the next day, he asked to call for Tenali Rama, and then without wasting time on any introductory part or any asking questions, he directly asked Tenali Rama whether he was involved with that treachery with the neighboring state. The question shocked Tenali Rama so much that he was stunned and could not say anything. When the king asked this question suddenly to Tenali Rama, he was very much shocked because they had such good relation. He has been loyal and truthful for a very long time, and now when finally king is asking him such questions, he was shocked, he was stunned, and he was not able to speak a word. When Krishnadeva Rai found him silent, he became angry and thundered, "Your silence says you accept the charge." When he was silent, when Tenali Rama was silent, Krishnadeva Rai thought that this courtier might be true. He might be saying true. So he is thinking that maybe Tenali Rama is cheating on him. Maybe he is treacherous. So what he is saying is, your silence says you accept the charge. He thinks that Tenali Rama's silence means he is being treacherous towards his kingdom. Deeply hurt that the king could doubt his loyalty, Tenali Rama said he refused to answer to such a preposterous charge. When he was deeply hurt, Tenali Rama was so badly hurt by such words from the king. He thought that king is not trusting on him. So he was very much hurt. And then he refused to answer such useless, such absurd charge against him. He was not ready to accept such charge against him. So he remained silent. This made the king even more angry. When the Tenali Rama was silent and didn't say anything, king got more angry. He ordered Tenali Rama to leave his kingdom. He at once ordered at the same time to leave the kingdom. Tenali Rama was surprised at the mildness of the punishment. As you all know, in the kingdom, the kings gives very severe punishment. But here, the king only asked Tenali Rama to leave the kingdom. Instead of giving him some kind of severe punishment, he just asked him to leave the kingdom. And Tenali Rama was very surprised at the mildness of the punishment, means gentleness. Mildness means gentleness. He was very confused. He was very shocked to see that how can the king give him such a simple punishment. Acts of treachery against the state earned the offender the death sentences in those times. In those days, if somebody was treacherous against the kingdom, they were being murdered. They were being killed by the king's notice. But here, he is just being asked to leave the kingdom, so he was kind of shocked. The king had his reasons. However, I have decided on such a mild punishment for you because of your high stature and the fact that we have enjoyed the best of relations thus far. The king had his reasons, obviously, because he was so friendly with Tenali Rama. He said, I have my reasons for not letting you face severe punishment, because you had been such a good and such a loyal friend towards me. So this is the only punishment I am giving you, is to leave the kingdom. Otherwise, what he said is, had it been anyone else, I would have got his head severed. He's saying if there was somebody else instead of Tenali Rama, then he would have been killed. Tenali Rama did not say a single word in his defense and went away with his head bowed. After hearing these words from the king, Tenali Rama did not utter a single word. He didn't say anything. He didn't reply to king. So he just bowed down his head and then he went from the kingdom. So we'll be doing until here. From my next class, I'll be doing another portion from the same story. We'll be continuing in my next class. Thank you.